60. The Gambler's Talisman. A Taoist priest called Han lived at the Tianxi Temple in our district city. His knowledge of the black art was very extensive, and the neighbors all regarded him as an immortal. My late father was on intimate terms with him, and whenever he went into the city, invariably paid him a visit. One day, on such an occasion, he was proceeding thither in company with my late uncle, when suddenly they met Han on the road. Handing them the key of the door, he begged them to go on and wait a while for him, promising to be there shortly himself. Following out these instructions, they repaired to the temple, but on unlocking the door, there was Han sitting inside a feat which he subsequently performed several times. Now, a relative of mine, who was terribly given to gambling, also knew this priest, having been introduced to him by my father. And once this relative, meeting with a Buddhist priest from the Tunfo temple, addicted like himself to the vice of gambling, played with him until he had lost everything, even going so far as to pledge the whole of his property, which he lost in a single night. Happening to call in upon Han as he was going back, the latter noticed his exceedingly dejected appearance and the rambling answers he gave, and asked him what was the matter. On hearing the story of his losses, Han only laughed and said, "That's what always overtakes the gambler, sooner or later. If, however, you will break yourself of the habit, I will get your money back for you." "Ah," cried the other, "if you will only do that, you may break my head with a pestle when you catch me gambling again." So Han gave him a talismanic formula, written out on a piece of paper, to put in his girdle, bidding him only win back what he had lost, and not attempt to get a fraction more. He also handed him 1,000 cash, on condition that this sum should be repaid from his winnings, and off went my relative delighted. The Buddhist, however, turned up his nose at the smallness of his means, and said it wasn't worth his while to stake so little. But at last he was persuaded into having one throw for the whole lot. They then began, the priest leading off with a fair throw, to which his opponent replied by a better, whereupon the priest doubled his stake, and my relative won again, going on and on until the latter's good luck had brought him back all that he had previously lost. He thought, however, that he couldn't do better than just win a few more strings of cash, and accordingly went on. But gradually his luck turned, and on looking into his girdle, he found that the talisman was gone. In a great fright, he jumped up and went off with his winnings to the temple, where he reckoned up that after deducting Han's loan and adding what he had lost towards the end, he had exactly the amount originally his. With shame in his face, he turned to thank Han, mentioning at the same time the loss of the talisman, at which Han only laughed and said, "That has got back before you. I told you not to be over greedy, and as you didn't heed me, I took the talisman away."
Thanks for watching. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel for more excellent content.